guys, welcome back to the Hubie and Telling channel. This is Stella Bella. So today I'm going to be talking about productivity and specifically 4 myths of productivity that we may have been told to follow that actually don't work and what you should be doing instead. Now that we're coming closer to the end of the year, a lot of us are sort of in stress mode because there's so much to get done before Christmas. We're starting to feel maybe the pinch in our pockets. We're running out of time, and a lot of the things that we wanted to get done at the start of the year, we actually haven't done any of it. So we're trying to think of ways to get as much done as possible. But our idea of productivity and what we've been told about it may actually be hindering your progress into getting a lot of that stuff done. So let's dive into that today. Myth number 1. Wake up early every single day. Now, I've seen certain places tell you have to wake up at 5, sometimes even 4 o'clock in the morning. And that first hour is this really nice romanticized idea of waking up before the sunrise. And as the sun rises, you're sitting there with your cup of coffee and you're reading a book to open your mind, or you're writing down all the things that you're grateful for. Me, at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, I'm not grateful for anything. I just want sleep. I want to be sleeping for longer. It's too cold, it's too dark. It's just not time for me to open my eyes yet. On the flip side, I work a lot better at night. I am a night owl, and it generally past 2 o'clock in the afternoon is when I find I can focus best on the things that I need to get done. Anytime before that, I just feel like my mind or my body isn't ready to sit down and be productive. So instead of believing that a 4 a.m., 5 a.m., or even a 7 a.m. start will increase your productivity just because Tim Ferriss or Oprah says so, do what works for you. You know yourself best. You know what time of the day you can concentrate most on certain tasks. And if you're the sort of person who needs their 8 to 10 hours sleep every single day, and if you wake up anytime before 9 o'clock, you'll have an absolutely miserable day, then don't box yourself into that category. Some people may work better if they sleep till 10 or 11 o'clock in the morning, get up and officially start their day in the afternoon, but work their way into the night for maximum productivity. Myth number 2, doing the hardest tasks first. Again, this may work for some people, but for most people, they find it paralyzing. Doing the hardest, biggest tasks first often means actually sitting down and nutting everything out. And the whole reason why their productivity was down and they were procrastinating in the first place was probably because this hard task was quite daunting to begin with. So telling someone that they need to do that first generally isn't the best way to go. Ideally, you want to start your day with as many wins as possible. So if you can get a bunch of smaller tasks done and feel accomplished and a sense of achievement, chances of you starting the harder tasks will be a lot higher, because by the time you get to it, you're already feeling like you've conquered a bunch of things and this task isn't so hard after all. It's almost like warming your body and your mind up into the bigger task. You wouldn't jump straight into running a 2-hour-long marathon without warming up first. So why would you let your brain do that? Have a look at everything that you need to achieve, everything that you need to do on your to-do list. Pick some of the smaller, easier ones to do first to warm yourself up, or break that bigger task into a lot of tiny, smaller tasks and work on that. So you're chipping away at it a little bit rather than hitting the big one first, being so overwhelmed that you end up procrastinating and then end up feeling worse. Number 3, time management. Now, time management is not so much a myth here. The focus is probably just placed on the wrong thing. So I'm a big believer in managing your time, your resources, so that you are as effective as possible. But sometimes when it comes to productivity, it's not so much the time that we need to manage. So it's not about slotting in this task here, getting it done within that hour, and then having a 10-minute break, and then starting to work on task number 2 during this time. The reality of it is that we should be managing our minds and our energy more than we manage our time. There's only 24 hours in a day, and apparently 8 hours of it should be spent on sleeping. So that leaves us with 16 hours. So that we have some sort of a work-life balance, it should really be 8 hours of work, 8 hours of play. We don't often get to do that. Within those 16 hours that we're awake for, our energy levels will rise and dip. Some of us may have a ton of energy in the morning. Some of us may have a ton of energy at night. Some of us may need a nap in the afternoon for 3 hours. But instead of focusing more on the time that you have, so if you have 8 hours of work and you've been trying to slot in certain tasks within 9 to 10 o'clock, and then from 10 to 12 you'll have meetings and that sort of thing, maybe have a look at how your energy levels are throughout the day. A lot of people tend to want to get rid of all of their emails first thing so that they start afresh. But if the morning is when you are at your freshest and you have the most energy, and emails generally don't take as much brain power as some of the bigger project type tasks, then you want to be spending that time where you have the most energy on those project tasks. Emails can wait until after that, when you need a bit of a break. When that energy starts to die down a little bit, then you can focus on the smaller things like emails and inquiries and filing and things like that. So it's more about managing your energy and making sure you assign your tasks during the right moments in the day where your energy level is most effective in achieving those tasks, rather than trying to manage your tasks on a time basis. Myth number 4, decluttering your workspace. Now, recently I did do a video on how to declutter your workspace or your mind, your mental space, and why it's important. And I still feel it's important because for me, it works. It's important for me to have a clear space so that I have less to be distracted by and I can focus more effectively. But for a lot of people, this does not work. A lot of people, especially those with a little bit of attention deficit disorder or ADHD, they actually work better in a messy environment because to them, the mess is controlled. It's their mess. And to the rest of us, we see mess, but to them, they know where everything is. In fact, if they put everything away neatly, chances are they'll never be able to find it again because they forget where they put it. Obviously, if you are working in a shared space, don't leave your mess behind for other people. That's just inconsiderate. But if you're working from home or if you have your own space or office or area where you can put your mess, then that is okay as long as that mess works for you. If you try to tell those people to clean up and to work in a completely clean environment, but they actually work better with that mess, what will happen is every time there is mess, they'll be telling themselves that they're doing something wrong and that they can't get anything done until that mess is clean. So they'll spend more time trying to clean up, trying to declutter, trying to make everything perfect before they can actually start doing the work. And when they're spending all of their time trying to clean up their desk because other people say it's how they become the most effective, they're not going to get anything done and their productivity is just going to drop. If you're one of those people, allow yourself to test out different methods. If you've tried decluttering and it doesn't work, then try leaving the mess for a little bit, as long as you know it's there. If you find that it's a little too distracting, if that mess is actually decreasing your productivity, then try decluttering, but not completely. Just put away the things that are actually messy. Allow yourself to be imperfect so that you can start actually taking action in your to-do list, because even if you're not perfect, even if those tasks are not done perfectly, at least they are done, you're feeling a sense of achievement and you're not spending time at making everything perfect when they don't actually need to be. So those are the 4 myths of productivity that I wanted to share today. At the end of the day, it's all about finding the right methods that work for you to increase productivity. All of these ideas and concepts that are constantly spouted at us in social media, they may work for some people, but not others. So just because they don't work for you, it doesn't mean you are doomed. It just means that you need to find the methods that do work for you. Understand yourself, understand your own body, your own energy, your own scheduling, and what drives you to work better and more effectively. Everyone is different and it's okay to find something that works for you as long as you're out there conquering that to-do list and achieving things for yourself. Thank you so much for listening today. I hope that helped. As per usual, if you've got any questions or comments, please leave them down below. If you've got some amazing productivity tips, please tell me. I would love to hear it. Make sure to hit like, subscribe, or follow on our social media channels. We're on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and please follow me as well. My social media is stellabella.au, and you can find me on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. I hope you all have a wonderful and productive week on your own terms, using your own methods. I look forward to catching up with you next time. Bye.